I think sometimes when we are in a, a dysfunctional family or the product of generational curses, I think a lot of times our parents or, our relatives, our forebearers, the people that come before us, I think they really look at us like we should be grateful because they're not traumatizing us as much as they were traumatized. And there's this attitude or, culture in your family of like, they look at you like you're ungrateful, like they know something that you don't know. And I remember growing up and, it was very commonplace to talk about, grandma was always like, oh, you're gonna get raped. Like immediately, like the first memory I have of grandma that I can think of, she has a butcher knife hidden in her apron because I want to go play outside, and she's convinced a man is gonna come drive up onto the property, steal me away, and she has to fend him off with her fucking knife in her apron. I don't know what life grandma had before I was born, I don't know, but she carried that shit for a very long time until she died. She was convinced that rape, kidnapping, it was going to happen. And, growing up, I just kind of thought yeah, be afraid all the time, not just of men, but of women, of other children, everyone's trying to rape you. And I remember once, having eating at the kitchen table or whatever. And, one day, just coming out and saying hey, I was at a party with friends and a boy touched me and just being vulnerable and talking to my family, which is honestly, if it's a mistake. But I was just talking to them, and my grandma, she just kind of snorted, put down her fork, and she's so I was raped by my brother and his friend when I was 11. And it's oh my God, grandma. But the way she said it was get over yourself. Welcome to the club. And she just kept it pushing it was just so nonchalant, and grandpa didn't even say anything. Grandpa never said anything. But it really makes me, remember sometimes that the way that my grandparents who raised me, the way that they treated me was a complete and direct byproduct of how they were treated when they were younger. And they're raising me in the same framework of how I think they wish they were raised. Grandma wished she had someone to tell her, I'll protect you with the butcher knife while you play ball because you're going to get raped probably. And it's grandma, that survival technique, I get that, but damn grandma, I love you. I'm sorry. Oh, shit.